Welcome to the Union Labor Advisory Network podcast, where our mission is to support, educate, and promote informative content relative to the union labor community. For more information, a calendar of events, and union news and updates, you can visit our website, ulanetwork.com, and follow us on all social media platforms by searching ULA Network and or the Union Labor Advisory Network. And now, on to the show.
Hello friends and welcome to the Union Labor Advisory Network. I'm Mike Fina. Today I'm extremely proud and privileged to have Frank Carti from Hello Heart with us today at today's 23rd Annual Association of Benefit Administrators Annual Gala here at the St. Regis Hotel in New York City. So Frank, thank you very much for being with me, hanging out, and just to learn a little bit more about your background, history, and experience and what Hello Heart's doing. So.
Absolutely. Michael, thank you for having me. I appreciate you asking me to come on here. I've been in the labor field, in the labor world for over 25 years. I grew up as a labor kid. Grandfathers were labor, iron workers, cousins, uncles. So, I've always worked in labor. I find it just to be home.
Yeah.
So it's very important to me. Everything I do, I always want to make sure that I think about my grandfathers and I say, would they appreciate what I'm doing? Would they use what I'm doing? Would they have a benefit? And I always go there first. So when I work for a company or something, it's always got to benefit labor,
That's great. And so tell me a little bit more about Hello Heart, what services Hello Heart provides.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Again, this is something that you believe in truly.
I've seen it work, Michael, with some of our clients already and their members, and it's changed their lives. So Hello Heart is a digital therapeutic. So we specialize and focus solely on heart disease. So it's hypertension, cholesterol, anything heart related, irregular heartbeat, stroke. So we make sure that we're watching the members that utilize our monitor. So it actually is a monitor that the member gets, and they download an app on their phone. So, you can get monitors anywhere. You go to CVS, Walgreens, get a monitor, okay? The difference with us is that our monitors are AI capable. So they're Bluetooth enabled, AI capable. So you download an app on your phone, and that's where all the magic begins. So we have coaching for the folks when they take their blood pressure, they get their pulse, they get their pressure, they get to even see if they're having a regular heartbeat. And right away after they take that reading, you're gonna get all this information on your phone. It's gonna give you your readings, and then it's gonna coach you on top of it and tell you how you're doing, what you need to do. If your pressure's high, hey, this is what you need to do. Go take a walk around the block, come back in 10 minutes, let's do this again. Eat this tonight. All these different things. And it even actually pulls in anything from your Apple Watch or your Google Watch kind of thing, takes all that information and actually gives you a plan on how to do things and what you're doing. It's a medication tracker, so you download your meds. All of that information together actually gives these insights to our members and tells them how to get better, and how to control what their hypertension and all that kind of stuff is.
So there's a lot of preventative, educational information that's really just downloaded from data that's connected to your phone and into your body, essentially.
Yep, exactly. So, you take that EMR data from your doctor, you take your Apple, Google Fit information, you take your medication that you download the medication you're on, and it just kind of gives you insights and says, hey, you've been taking your meds for 5 days. It's working. You've been, walking an extra 1,000 steps a day. This is all working. Your pressure's coming down, how many points? So it's all built on data that you're actually putting into the system yourself as a member. So it changes everything for those folks.
Now, how does it work? How do you work? Do you work with healthcare providers or the benefit funds? I mean, again, because I'm assuming it's connected into the insurance carriers, or it's part of a supplemental or connected benefit.
Yes, absolutely. So we work with all PBMs, all medical plans. So if one of the labor funds has, Aetna, or they have CVS Caremark as a PBM, we work with those guys. We'll partner with them. So we do all the billing through them. So a member gets a heart monitor, bill them the one-time fee for the year. It gets billed through their PBM or medical plan. So it's simple. It's like administratively, it's one of the simplest things around.
And it's all data-driven,
All data-driven.
And all preventative.
All preventative is we're being proactive. We don't want members to go ahead and have a heart attack, and neither do they. So we kind of just make sure that we're stopping that event from happening, that cardiac event, that stroke from ever happening. Because you know what? It costs about $150,000 for an open heart surgery. It costs $50,000 for a stent. One stent, many people get 2 to 3 at a time. That's a large bill. Those members never come back. from that. They come back, but they never come back where they were. And those families are depending on those members. They're saying, they're the breadwinners. They need to come back full time. They need to be there for them. So, we're just avoiding all that stuff. We don't want that to happen.
That's right. And again, the technology in today's world, you're looking at it from across healthcare, everything's more preventative, and the use of technology today to help reduce those particular expenses, it really is helping to reallocate those those higher cost expenses today and be able to utilize some of the benefits.
Absolutely. So anyone who uses our services, we have an ROI that we provide to the client. We have found that we're saving upwards of $2,400 per user who uses us because we're stopping them from going to the ER. We're lowering the amount of days they spend in a hospital. We're avoiding all those high-cost imaging. So by doing that and showing folks how to take control of their own health, because that's really what we need today. Doctors are overwhelmed. They're seeing 25 to 30 patients a day. So that right there, they don't have time for someone to come in on a daily or monthly to say, hey, can I have my blood pressure taken? Can you check me out? They don't have the time for that anymore. So the doctors love services like us, where the member can come in and say, hey, these are my readings for the last month. Just show the app on your phone. And if you want, you can even upload right away. You take a reading, press the button, send to my doc. That goes right to your office, right to the doctor's office. And they can just see right there, okay, we need to get them in here. Their rates, their pressure's pretty high, or if they've had a regular heartbeat, they need to get into the office. So it's all data-driven, but it's where we're going today. There's many vendors out there that are all kind of driven with AI, and truthfully, doctors love it because they're overwhelmed themselves and they feel guilty that they can't help their patients the way they should. And they're looking for companies such as ours. So.
That's incredible. And how long has Hello Heart been around or in the labor space?
Sure.
I know you're leading one of the team.
So Hello Heart's been around for 10 years. Okay, but we've been more in the commercial world. We have clients such as Google, such as Apple, Uber, all these Medtronic, all these big companies. We've been in labor for the last 2 years. So we kind of just started, myself and my colleague Patrick Lally were brought on to kind of build labor. And within 2 years, we've been bringing on many labor clients. And you know what, it's really needed in labor. Usually we see a 20% of membership who will utilize in the first year, will utilize Hello Heart in the first year.
Wow.
It's pretty big that we get those kind of numbers. But in labor, it's getting even quicker. That's just like commercial business. In labor, we're seeing 6 months, we're getting 20% of the folks engaging with Hello Heart and utilizing us and staying on for multiple years even. So.
And are you affiliated with the American Heart Association?
We are. Yeah, the American Heart Association has given us the go-ahead and says put our name everywhere you put your name. We're happy to be with you guys and, kind of thing. So yes, we are affiliated with the American Heart Association. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's great.
Awesome to have their backing. So.
Well, Frank, the information, the products, the services that you're providing to labor, again, all these preventative services is, helping lives and peoples and families, and again, just proud to have you as a friend in this particular space.
Yes.
Love what you're doing, and proud to promote and support everything that Hello Heart's doing. And again, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it.
You got it, buddy.
It's we're friends first, but hey,
exactly.
This is great.
Exactly. So thanks for everything, and best of luck in the new year. And we're here to support you.
Thank you, Michael.
You got it.
All right. Later, man.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Union Labor Advisory Network podcast. To stay in the loop, we ask that you please visit our website, ulanetwork.com, and sign up for our newsletter, where we send you updates relative to the union labor community directly to your inbox. Thank you for supporting labor, and we'll see you next time.